Imagine conditioning your mind and body to move without limits, to create freedom in a world of restrictions, transforming your urban surrounding into a magnificent playground. If you can do this, you have entered the art world of le parkour. Urban Free Flow is a group of parkour aficionados primarily based in London. Their goal? Spread the parkour philosophy around the world.
For people who are unfamiliar with parkour, the easiest thing to compare it with would be The Matrix, Spider-Man, Hong Kong martial arts movies in the sense of movement. But the big difference is we don't use any wires or special effects.
I work in a bank. I'm a technology manager for a stockbroker. I've been doing parkour as parkour for about 8 months. But I mean, parkour is just a culmination of being a kid and doing stuff that's fun and jumping around. I've been doing that my whole life.
Who says you have to grow up and lose that youthful exuberance? Practitioners of this art form claim parkour can help you stay or feel young again. But parkour is quite mature in its purpose.
The ultimate aim for parkour is to move as fluidly and as flowing as possible. And if you can add flair to it, all the better. You know, it's kind of like a dance in a way. It's a kind of beautiful way of moving.
It's just to move without hesitation, without any delay over any terrain that I choose. And flowing through your environment, but respecting the environment you work with, not to destroy it.
You're training yourself, you're training your body and your mind, and the goal is to train and to get better than you are today. And that's, it's not an end point, it's a direction.
Okay, I think I get this. Okay, maybe I don't. I mean, I've never seen this before, and frankly, I don't think humans are supposed to be able to do this.
We live our whole lives confined by rules that we don't even realize exist anymore because we've been living with them for so long. We walk to work a certain way. We never change that way. We never change that path.
Before I started parkour, I was oblivious to my surroundings. I would walk down a certain path, A to B, nothing to it. But now, I'm looking always around me at buildings and different obstacles and way I can use them to implement them in my game,
Parkour is a way of getting your mind outside the box. Why not stand on a bench instead of sitting on it? Why not jump over a wall? Why not hop along a rail?
Because you can get hurt. Well, I suppose that's a narrow way of thinking. But what about harm to yourself? This looks extremely dangerous.
It's as dangerous as you want it to be. I mean, if you're an adrenaline freak and you're just doing it for the adrenaline thing, you're going to get hurt. Everything we do is calculated, Even the big stuff. We make sure we can do it low level first, then we do the big stuff, I mean, always look to do self-preservation first, always, obviously. And warm up, always work within your limitations and you won't get injured,
I've had some injuries. Basically, they consist of scratches and bruises, just from carelessness, really. But I've never had anything major because you have to maintain really focused. You can't just go into it. You have to understand the technique. You have to understand what you're doing. You have to know yourself.
The very first thing I did was a gap jump, which was jumping from one roof to another. And I was wearing skate shoes with no shock absorbency, and I landed flat-footed, which meant that I sent a massive amount of shock through my heels, and it resulted in me not being able to walk for 9 weeks.
Urban Free Flow is dedicated to the safe practice and development of the art, discipline, and sport of parkour. They've developed a web-based community to share ideas and market products to help all practitioners get better.
Of course, we want to make money out of it. I would give anything to be able to do it as a full-time thing, and in turn help the sport.
Hopefully, parkour will be my life someday, where I don't work in a bank, I don't fix people's computers and trade stock and worry about things like that, And it would be great if I could just train all day, practice all day, teach other people parkour. And in order to do that, you have to have an income.
We already set up parkour days, which teaches beginners and stuff like that. We sell merchandise, which is there if you want it or not. It's not a problem. We're going to be doing tutorial DVDs, which will help people. We're launching a magazine. There's a whole load of things that are happening.
For the parkour enthusiast, there's an abundance of benefits that encourage ongoing participation.
It's keeping me fit. I meet some great people, and we have a great community.
This is one of my favourite parts of le parkour. You get to meet such cool people from everywhere.
I have friends now in Austria, Finland, South Africa, Greece, Malaysia, Singapore. That's something I never would have had if I wasn't part of this group.
The ever-expanding parkour community is filled with every type of people. But where are the women? We couldn't find any while hanging out with Urban Free Flow.
Unfortunately, little girls are told little girls don't do that. So in them, it's a little more ingrained that you don't jump up on the wall, which again is unfortunate because girls like to play just like boys do. But everybody's welcome, certainly.
We have loads of different types of people, man. All kinds of people from different backgrounds, and some people which are overweight.
Okay, so ultimately, what does it take to do the seemingly impossible? Mind over matter? Dedication? What? I want to know.
I used to do rock climbing back in Germany.
Okay.
So parkour I found very appealing. Stamina is required for both, but parkour I found way more challenging.
It's just about fun at the end of the day, you know, that's the only thing. Just get out there, try it. It's very hard for me to explain how addictive it is until you actually try it. It's, when I first started it, I knew it was the thing I wanted to do, but it slowly takes you over, man. It's like a disease that you don't want to cure. It really is addictive, but you have to try it. Just get out there and do it. Practice, practice, practice. No secrets, just practice.
You just have to use your mind, whatever comes into your mind, however you think it looks nice and you feel good about it, then you just go for it, and that's just like being creative in your mind.
Everything I do is 100% focus. It's focus, focus, focus. It's the key.
Whenever I master a new move, it's like, I feel so much buzzed for it.
One of the things about the parkour community is that we all encourage each other. You see people out jamming together, you see someone do a move that's challenging for them. It doesn't matter if it's, you know, the biggest move ever or the strongest or fastest or whatever. Someone completes a move that's good for them, everyone's encouraging, everyone's cheering, everyone's clapping, everyone's screaming. It's great.
Once you get that certain feeling, you know you've done it right, and it feels great. And that's priceless.